technically in my right to share. Although I'm pretty positive the Scottsdale stuff, absolutely. I can at least spark note, summarize, and give you the full picture for without showing you. So we'll see after the hearing how that all goes. On that note, I'm not showing you guys jack shit that's gonna give you that man any idea of what's coming, because like I said, it's best to be underestimated. It's been my superpower my whole life, because I'm actually much less of a person to be underestimated. And I don't know, most of people see me initially as, I don't know, it's because I speak like a fucking dumbass and I'm blonde and I don't know. And I use a, you know, I use a fucking, oh my God, I literally know what the word is, goddamn, acronyms, goddamn it, the words that are in place, or the letters that are in place of words, TBH, IDR, you know, I'm a fucking valley girl. I sound dumb, I get it, but yikes, if only you really understood that sounding dumb and being dumb are not the same. You're cute, Ralph, you're cute. If only that was the reality that was happening with all this. Although, I promise you, dear, I will absolutely fill you in on all of it that I'm able to, and I have checked I'm allowed to do. What the fuck? I don't know what this is, goddamn. Unnecessary business shit. Trash, oh god, purple got rid of my goddamn trash bag. But yeah, I have so much to tell you guys, and I don't know what I can even tell you guys as of right now. Literally just absolutely currently at this moment, I need the other report number for Ashley, because that will absolutely, oh my god, she's the one who doxed us. This is literally, again, Astro not giving a fuck about you, whore. You just helped Nick get fucking, you know, he's gonna be held accountable, and you're part of that. Feel good, Ashley, even though you told everybody you had never told me you would literally drive and serve him after the day you heard how he was talking about me. You're retarded, whore, by the way. You're stupid, and you should literally figure out what's wrong with you, because I don't think truth is in your vocabulary. You're fucking retarded. But anywho, you literally did also suggest and offer to serve him in Santa Barbara. Also, you're trash for knowing that my ex is not only mentally unstable and absolutely an uncredible source, also, you literally allowed your child to be part of a smear campaign. That is really gross, and also made you look bad if it had been true. Ashley, seek fucking help. You are disgusting garbage, and I have no respect for you. I'm not interested at all in you enough to go beyond that, but God, seek help, bitch. You are a problem to yourself and to anyone who has to be affiliated with you. You're garbage. Ugh. But anywho, the report, yeah, the one the cops suggested that I have given, because they told me, who called that day, we know you doxed Purple, bitch. Okay, you're garbage, whore. We know that you didn't give a fuck about my wellness, because you sure as fuck didn't when you freaked out over a brownie. And then you threw my shit, illegally, mind you, outside. And then you lied to everybody and said I called the apartment to get you kicked out. Although I literally just called them so that they understood I had rights, because I was technically, actually, by law, a tenant. And I had every right to go in there and make sure all my shit was accounted for. Did you give me that legal right, bitch? Not once, no, not twice, whore. You don't do those things. You're garbage. You don't do anything but what Ashley wants to do. However, you helped, bitch. I know you pretended to care a couple months ago when you literally offered to go get the order served yourself towards Nick. But now it doesn't even matter. You're helping now. So thanks, bitch. Seek help. You're trash. That's really all I have to say about that one. Yeah, I have been drinking, but like I've literally been like hyper fucking focused on getting everything that needs to be together in one place. I'm serious. There's literally like 2 years of fucking shit. All right, what do we got here? There's 2 of them. All right, we only need, okay, one of them I don't need. That is not a place report. We're gonna put your report in here, Astro. Good job, girl. You helped. You immoral, unreality facing, goddamn useless waste of space. Living off everybody but your own goddamn fucking work ethic. You are the garbage you think everybody else apparently is. Although, I don't know if it's weird. I don't really know what you believe, because I think you're just full of shit all the time. But yeah, bitch, you help. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I actually like only call people that are worth being gross. I'm actually a valuable individual that is worth, you know, love, respect, and attention from the society around me, because that's actually how I've been treated my whole life. Y'all odd as fucks that can't understand that 2 + 2 doesn't equal 5, or that the sky is indeed blue, not yellow. You're gonna get a little bit of a test on the 22nd, and the test will be, did you learn that that answer was wrong, and that's why you failed? If you don't seek help, you will not pass this year of school. If you do, You got a shot. Yeah, that's an analogy for your future, by the way. Figure it out. Oh my God, George Wallace, are you seriously like backing me on all this? Are you for real? Are you serious? I've never seen you this fucking much on my side. And I know you're not a simp at all. That's kind of why I'm so shocked. But you see what I'm saying and you're seriously not gassing me up for it? That's awesome. You're like the only troll that is not turning this into fake news. I don't know what the fuck. I appreciate you, George, for those assessments. I think you're being real. I've also seen you in my ex's chat, and I've seen you be just as real with him, so I don't think you're being fake. I'm not sure why you're so fucking real about this, though, but goddamn, it's amazing, and I appreciate it. Wow, that's impressive. I guess, well, do you hate me? Can you at least admit if you hate me or not? I don't care if you do or don't. I'm actually just curious, and it doesn't really matter because you're not treating me like shit, and that's cool. That's really all I ask for, you know, but I'm almost wondering, like, if you actually like me a little at this point, because we seem to be feeling the identical ways about almost all of this, and that is shocking. As I stated, just due to the fact that literally even trolls that know this is not really on me, like everybody's smearing me as, like, they're just going with it because it's, you know, it's fucking goddamn whatever, it's content. Yeah, okay, that's retarded logic, but yeah, that's how they feel. So I have mad respect for that, George, I really do. I'm very impressed, and I actually didn't think you would ever back me on any level, so that's very cool. I appreciate it. That's all I have to say. Thank you for literally being a real human that can see absolutely the situation that's going on, that's not a gaslight or judgment that doesn't apply. I really fucking, you have no idea how refreshing that is, especially, my dear, coming from an OG and a troll such as yourself, although I am very, what's the word, I'm honored, and I'm not kissing ass. I mean that. I don't say things to kiss ass. I mean them when I'm genuine, although, as we know, many people like to tell me when they feel I'm genuine or if it's true because they feel that way. But I'm actually a very genuine person. I don't say things I don't mean most of the time, unless there's a survival situation. But yeah, that's not my point. My point is I'm being real right now, and I really appreciate that. Seriously though, we don't need that paper. That's not necessary or helpful to the evidence demonstration or presentation. What do we got here? I don't know what this is. We got that is for the business. Here we go. You can show with the business files. There we go. One more piece of mail I didn't know I had. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, George. That's cool. Do you mind that I just instantly call you out? Because it's pretty obvious you're not Jim Nick. I can always tell when it's you now. It's funny as fuck. I was literally, I think it was my chat or someone else's chat. I don't remember, but it wasn't Nick's because I haven't talked in his chat forever. But like, basically, like, I don't know, somebody literally thought you were whoever you were on an alt for. And I was literally, it was Jen J that you were pretending to be. And I'm like, bro, it's obviously George Wallace. And then like, it was funny because I didn't get it and they thought you were really her. And I was like, dude, it's literally obviously George. What the fuck? Anyways. Well, I'm very honored. I think that's very cool, and I very much not only really needed to hear that from someone who actually could have used that against me for content or just their sheer boredom, but that was really cool. You're not fucking making shit up just to make yourself feel less bored. I think that's amazing considering the treatment I've gotten this last year. I don't need this one. Wait, this is not. Why is this being over me? God damn it. All right, what do we got here? Yikes, another repeat of another sheet I don't really have that would matter. And this one's incredibly important, although once I get the order. Oh yeah, I know, George, I know. But it's like literally, obviously, like anyone who doesn't get that is like either a noob or seriously retarded. Again, although I'm obviously more high IQ than these people because they think they're right when they're literally dead wrong. Obviously, you're more high IQ than they are, so maybe that just makes sense after all, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, that's funny, although I expect that out of my ex, or whoever is thinking that you're not you. It's weird because everybody knows how you speak. It's so fucking obvious. No offense, but like, dear God, as soon as you call people PDFs, I'm like, oh God, it's George. Jen J wouldn't say that. Kat would definitely not say that. That is definitely George. But yeah, no, that's really cool that you are seeing some of this for what it is. You don't understand what that means, actually. I'm not gonna break down and cry, but goddamn, it feels good to feel validated about reality. When literally everyone around me online is trying to convince me that Yet again, the sky is yellow. It's blue, bitches, goddamn. Can we all agree the sky is blue? No. Some of you will never get that far. But George can. That's amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for proving that there's a human side of the trolls. That was how it used to be. What we have now is a bunch of sociopaths LARPing as trolls so that they can glide in and out and do as they please under the guise of humor. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? It ain't you, but there's a couple of them now at this point. They are absolute stalkers and literal cyber terrorists per definition, although there's more that needs to be built on that, but I digress. I'm not going to share any more of that. You are definitely not one of those people though, George. Thank you for not being one of them. That is my point. I'm really, really happy to see someone that's a real actual human with a high IQ and the ability to be a troll literally validate me on a level that absolutely is valid. I mean, I shouldn't have to feel that way, but I'm very... That was a good vibe. Thank you, dear. And I'm not going to keep talking about it. Oh my, there are so many. Fuck. Why are 2 of these? Oh, Lord. Fucking hell. Oh, there's that proof of service. Also, like, literally, wait, what the fuck is this nonsense? What is this? I'm confused. Oh, what the fuck? I'm lost. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not at all lost. I'm dumb as fuck. I literally remember this because that's when I started praying again, and I haven't been anything but confident and faithful since, honestly. Oh, yeah, I don't want copies for everything. I don't want to deal with that, but, like, whatever. Okay, I'm literally so done with the self-help section. They're retards. Although I will say the girl the other day I spoke with did her best. What happened to me? Not anything new other than really good stuff, although it's draining me, but it's gonna be worth it, and that's really all that matters. Yeah, anyhow. What is this one? I'm confused. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna open it up. What is this? Okay, I'm confused about this one. I don't think I had any fees particularly for the Saga courthouse. I had them for everywhere else, even as a victim, which I literally had like a big discount on many of the records as a victim. Some were also free, but like I still had to fucking put money down. And let's just say how much I had to put down for the Isla Vista report. It was not fun. And I didn't even get to look at it. What the fuck? Really? I don't know if this matters or if I need to put it. It's definitely not going to be relevant for evidence. I don't think. I think that's just going to be asked for in restitution. Okay, this is definitely helpful, but I don't know if I need this. This was my original outline without the other evidence and discovery I've had. I also have really powerful testimonies, but I didn't even need the testimonies I thought and I asked and were going to be made because they're already reported with definitive clarity in the police reports I got. So I didn't even ask those people to write them for me, even though it wouldn't have made a difference because what's in the report is literally everything I would have asked them to have written. So there was no need to make another person a potential target if my ex ever found out that they wrote another testimony, you know? All right, what do we got here? This is business related. I don't know what this means or what it's about. Well, it is what it is. We're gonna figure it out, my dudes. We're going to figure this out. Slowly but surely, mind you. There's so much. I mean, it's just accumulated over time, so we just throw it in the pile of legal documents, and I don't know what's what right now. You guys are fucking weird. There's 89 of you in here, and literally nobody's chatted, unless my thing's frozen. But, I don't know either, or it's not really my concern currently, if I may be frank. I do not know of any of this or this, although we're gonna probably hang on to it as it's literally entity relative. It can also go over here and has nothing to do with the current court case. Just like the other stuff in that pile. Resource packets, not needed. Did the cop write anything down in this one? I don't remember. Yeah, so, yeah, I gotta report the local SAC PD for literal, like, denial of rights, including the absolutely legal, definitively, absolutely accountable crime for the police and the justice system to deny me efficient and ease of fucking submitting evidence. Not only did their link not work, and it was a negligent thing to expect people to have anyways as a system, in my opinion, but when I told them that, they literally just gave me a new link and the same problem happened. Although I did make the fucking goddamn hard drive, and then when I went in, I had to literally tell the bitch at the fucking front desk to fuck off eventually, because I wasn't gonna let her negligence put me in a bad position. And then I walked straight up to the officer who indeed, without a question, and nicely took my evidence. But the bitch at the counter needs checked. She has fucked up a few times. Ugh. The level of incompetence in these fucking buildings is mind-numbing. And I've been through the system a few times for different things, but not even necessarily against me or for me. I'm just saying I have been in the legal system a bit, and I have never faced this level of satanic negligence and or corruption. And I did some research on the city, and they have per population density, as in within the city district. Yikes. There are literally 50%, well no, there's literally 100%, there's half of as many proportionate needed to have police be efficient, quick, and not held back. There's not that many police officers in the city compared to how many people live here. So what that's done is severely fuck their system up, and that is a part of it, I'm sure. But then I also realized I researched a little bit more, and there's a shit ton of corruption legally within the police department specifically here. It's disturbing at best, you know? So, okay, don't really care about that either. I don't need that, so it will eventually be trash, although right now it's just getting fine. All right, as soon as I figure this all out, all I wanted to do was have everything in one place that needed to be. I'm not even to the story yet, not even to applying these little goddamn evidence piles as an outlined format with an impact. Oh, and I also have to literally transcribe the 6 or 7 videos that I'm using. And I'm gonna what I'm thinking about doing is maybe, because there's literally, okay, there's a couple of criminal things that he's done that are without a doubt, obviously, like, the point though with them is it showing the patterns and like the escalation or the lack of any resolution, such as the emotional trauma, the way he's lashed out against others. Even literally going with the Lillian thing, he is intentionally at this point. The more I've tried to like distance myself, the harder and more malicious he's gone. And then even worse, the psychos that think he's not going to be held accountable, they're going to get checked. They think that they also can do what he's doing and not be held accountable. It doesn't work that way though, guys. You'll figure it out soon. And hopefully, before you get wrecked as well, you save yourselves and just fuck yourselves and disappear. Or don't bother me anymore, because I'm not the target. I'll let you figure that one out though next week. Never have been the target. In fact, quite good at not getting bullied. In fact, I'm so nice and compassionate, and I give way too many chances. Often I am brought to my knees in situations, although not on this, not quite to this extent. This is a level of mental absolute destruction that I have never faced in my life. Between the fact that I literally trusted a man who betrayed me on the most insanely satanic levels ever. I mean, that was really hard to just process, but also now I have a lot of trauma, and just like, even if like Purple says something to me that's not like, you know, like I know Purple, it's not malicious. He'll just say something because he's tired or he's not thinking or he's stressed. And he's always really good about listening, even though he'll get frustrated at first, but he's always really good about not doing it again. But the stuff with Nick, the problem is the things he would say to me, yeah, words are just words, but it was an accompaniment with how he treated my pets. It was an accompaniment with the things he did, like cheating on me with men. Everything he said held more weight because of the fact that he had actually done those things. Hi Frosty, how are you, hon? But yeah, if it's just a stranger that doesn't know what they're talking about, that's not quite the same. What the fuck is this now? I don't understand what this is. Oh, we don't need this stuff for the hearing itself. That's just a notice of hearing. That's cool. Alrighty, here's my, oh yes, we have my other documents that are not just legal. In fact, they might be psychiatrist notation on my mental effects of the incident for the first year, which is still relevant and valid and will help form an entire picture that might just demonstrate that Nick is not only dangerous to me, very clearly to those around me, but also the public. And it's noted in professional notes that would hold serious weight, like a mental health professional who documented all of the sabotage and my mental reactions to it. Also, didn't think that I had any mental levels of what you freaks of nature think I have, because, you know, you're so educated, you're now professionals, you know what you're talking about, the sky is yellow. Keep it up, my dude, you're gonna be rock stars one day. Anyhow, now, I have real documents of things from people who know what they're talking about and are gonna be taken actually seriously in court. You guys can write all the letters in the world, harass the courts all you want, and it's not gonna matter, for the record, because I've done my research on that one. However, on top of that, not only will it not matter, you'll prove my point to the courts with the cyber stalking shit. So, like, do you, my dudes? Anywho, I have real evidence and not an opinion that can't be solidified. So that would include when he literally, which is a huge crime, by the way. Again, we're not taking him to court for charges, although more may be on their way after this. I'm not gonna tell you more than that, though. You know, a boy can wonder. But I digress. There's a few absolutely provable, without doubt, charges for direct on-the-ground stalking, as per requested in one of the Scottsdale reports, verbatim, highlighted as to how it fit that criminal charge and how the officer wanted to employ it. Yeah, I don't think he ever finished it, though, which is annoying, but it is literally documented that a legal professional very much defined what he had been doing as an actual stalking crime. And then the other charges that tell, you know, that he fits the bill for the crimes he's committed. I've not only got more than that, though, I've also got excessive amounts of it, which was where I was going to go with the video stuff. And what I'm basically focusing on with the videos is I only had like 5 that were like literally the most important. Like, okay, we can't document that Nancy is anywhere or anyone other than the clip where she shows up. And the dude in the window, that was weird. Although you guys were silently muted and INX likes to hear her own voice. No witnesses for that one, but I do have it on police record, which would indicate that I'm not lying unless I'm mentally levels of like, I don't know, what's the word? Is it a compulsive liar? What's the word for the mental illusion that you actually like what is it? I'm not like that though, is my point. So anyways, if I wanted to be charged for falsifying a report, I could be if this was fake. But the point is the judge will hold an actual documented legal report more than just testimony, because it shows that not only did I show evidence to have backed as much as was reported, which is what I have, but also that I literally like wasn't afraid to report it because there's a likelihood I was not even remotely lying about it. So that's a big deal too. And that guy is on record as being a thing too. And then we have all of the lovely Marissa stalking harassment. And then I'm just gonna include a couple more things. California, as I've looked up, is literally the best state in the entire country for me to need to have done this with my ex. They are very, very, hi, April. Hi, sweetie. It's kind of supposed to be, but also like more because I'm mocking you guys that don't understand reality. Greenful. If you don't get that and you're trying to mock me, then you're not getting it, and that's my point. Yikes. Imagine being a retard. It is what it is. Live with yourself, dude. Alright, anyways, I have literally like, I may have an entirely full picture, chock full and evidence efficient, in the sense where I'm planning on maybe, instead of just pointing out a few videos that could very much absolutely directly get to the point. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna get a charge for him falsely reporting me with the initial incident I have charges for. However, he has admitted very distinctly that he not only had manipulation of the justice system to you know, get literal revenge, as he stated on camera. He also stated he was not afraid, nor was he hurt, because he baited me into it for revenge. It was literally planned. Yeah, that just literally eliminates his credibility. Also, the first situation where we served him and he thought somebody might have been coming, but I'm still and always will be smarter than you, Nick. Figure it out, faggot. You're dumb. You are the dumbest of the dumb, dude. You need a check. You're about to get one. You're stupid for all the times you turned around and raged at me for how worthless and dumb I was over things you couldn't even figure out, and acted like you couldn't be dumb too, but I'm just the dumb one. No, my dude, you're actually the dumb one, and you're gonna figure it out soon. You should have shut the fuck up like 2 years ago, dude. I have had shit on you for that long, and you know why it fucking is relevant even now, dumbass? Because you're a fucking criminal who has no interest in literally respecting law, and you fled to evade those fucking charges. It literally is absolutely, without doubt, on an excessive pattern, again, that is critical, pattern and consistency and escalation based status. Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure that I have as many little short clips of like, I don't know, anything criminal that would be relevant. So for the discrediting him part, you know how he literally talks about how I'm like the one that's the problem and he's the victim. Okay, for starters, we can literally just prove that with the paper documents, but just to push it a little farther, we're gonna show how he has contempt for the court system. He has no respect for the taxpayers' money going into nonsense. That's not good. And then also, he also admitted to wanting to evade the order. Ooh, brutal. And then also that he got it. He's literally the dumbest I've ever fucking watched. No, I don't think he is, but I'm sure someone will mention this, and I hope they do. I'm talking about things that I want him to know. The rest should scare him, but I'm not going to go that far. And as for you guys that think the sky is yellow, you're just going to realize what retards you've been this whole time. It's going to be a blast. The Gramble, yeah, he just always gets banned for being a criminal and breaking TOS. Although he finally figured out that if he privates his lives, it's less risky for him to get reported because nobody can report a stream that doesn't show. So, although I literally don't know why he did that sooner, because anyone with a brain would have done that sooner. He only literally just like a few months ago figured that out. So he's avoided a ban, but he's gotten some strikes. So I don't think it's really gonna get that far if I can be frank. He's still actively committing crimes. The problem with him though and his bullshit is that even if they're valid things to report, even when I actively did myself report him, I don't often though, for real. I'm literally dead fucking honest, like I don't. But basically, from even the people that I know did it without me even knowing they were doing it and told me later, like it genuinely seems like YouTube just takes its time, and that doesn't even matter if there's fucking timestamps involved, you know? It's just like, they can't just figure it out while the stream is live. They never fucking do anything until after. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna probably keep his channel for a decent amount of time doing what he's doing. But I don't know why he took so long to figure that out. Anyone on a 5th grade level in the dumb corner of the room that has special like learning issues would figure that out. And you don't have to be dumb if you have learning issues, by the way. I'm just saying, like, he's not only dumb. He doesn't make sense dumb. Sad. Yo, Michael, how you doing? I'm not Taco Bell. My stew is Taco Bell, though. She's a chihuahua of love. And she's a superstar bitch. Get used to it. She's a fucking star. Did you know Abigail is the most famous? And she's so cool. You should get to know her. You'd be lucky. I'm sorry, I'm being a silly goose. That was super corny to say. Oh god, I'm turning into my grandmother. I'm not a boomer. Hey, what's up? How is everybody doing today? Not many chatters, although quite a few viewers. It's funny to see how silent some of you guys have become. It's almost like you're starting to understand who you fucked with. Dumb fucks. I warned you, but you had to be right. It's not my funeral though, it's yours. I went through a lot for nothing, and you deserve everything that is going to be making you humbled and realize that you're fuck-ups that don't need to speak as much, maybe at least. Or if you don't understand that you've spoken too much already and keep speaking, you might as well get a charge as well. But that's for another day. There are a lot of things going on. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Also the most important first step. Yeah, imagine the thing is that I also have like Manette level stalkers that know they're not welcome in my chat and are banned, but they can't stop watching because they're literally worthless, literally idiots that instead of just making their own selves better and being important, valuable members of society, bettering themselves on any level, or finding things to be proud of, they're stuck in their chairs obsessively, literally popping blood vessels in their foreheads over me. It's sad, actually. And that's the majority of some of them. But I'm gonna say, honestly, no. Not typical, actually. With this many viewers, I definitely think it's a humbling moment where they're realizing I'm a little more confident than they are comfortable with. Why, my dears, would I be confident if I didn't have reason to be? But the sky is yellow. Imagine, actually, you would be shocked. You would actually be shocked. Although you shouldn't be if you paid attention. There's been literally unnecessary and unbelievable amounts of attention just to hurt me in the last year. It's, again, like I said, a little bit demonic, but it should be obvious that it wouldn't be far to expect. that literally the majority of those people that both didn't put me back on the forum, which I'm glad, and I didn't want to be, and the literal 300 people that unsubbed to try to keep me from monetization at the best level. Oh, it didn't work though, did it? I didn't want them anyways. I'm better than them. It is what it is. Wait, what did what cost? What time? I think you'll see them if you cancel it, if I can be frank, but no, I'm actually not the delusional one, my dear. You're gonna figure it out next week. Have a good time. Checking yourself into the psych ward when you can't cope with the fact that you suck and you don't deserve to exist, because it's true. So there's that. No, I don't want them. I didn't want them. I literally asked the day I got fucking put on IV2 for them to remove me, and they wouldn't. And so I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna go with it. And then things got really dirty. And I'm like, God, you are stalkers and you're obsessed. You're also sociopaths with serious issues of accountability and no remorse for reality or people that don't need to be involved. I mean, seriously, not only, it was psychotic what I saw on that page. And I'm glad I'm not a part of it right now. If ever again, I'm not gonna lie, I'm dead fucking real about it. Not even kidding. I didn't want to be, and I really didn't ever want to be, so it is what it is. Okay, I don't know if I did that though. We're getting there, guys. We are about to go smoke a cigarette, and then I'm going to say goodbye. It's been about 2 hours. The IP2 tattoo is literally, for the 2 reasons I've literally consistently and never changed my statements for. Should I say it one more time? It'll be like the 1,000,010th time though. Alright, the reason, I'll say it again, because people don't like to listen and then tell me that the sky is yellow even though I'm telling them the sky is blue. And you can see that the sky is blue. I'll let you, I'll give you this one. All right, for the 1,010,000,000th and 1,000th and 1,000,000th time, I intentionally got the tattoo for 2 reasons. Okay, let's break it down. The first reason was the most satisfying, in the sense where I had obviously taken over a dying network of fucking losers that don't have a right to speak, but yet they prop themselves up as psychos, telling others what to feel and how to speak, and intimidating anybody with a different line of thought in the name of free speech. Yikes, that is absolutely not how free speech works. So IB2 is the antithesis of what they try to tell people they're all for. They're sociopaths with no morals. They don't give a fuck about anybody human. There are people on there that are okay, but that's not the documentation I need. What is this one? More. I don't need that either. Okay, we're literally about to go smoke a cigarette. Okay, so my point with that was, I literally just wanted them to understand that, yes, you hate me, I'm still keeping this alive. I am also the most important thing you have to post about. How does that feel? Yikes. It was a flex, even if you can't quantify that. It definitely was, and it was intentional. The other thing, which is why I don't mind that I'm not on IB2 and still have the tattoo, is that IRL is literally the beginning of everything changing. Like, seriously, like, there will be historical documentation on how society came into the entertainment and media and news distribution that is what we now see with the internet culture, as only a social media gen millennial or younger would actually get, because this is all we know. I am the beginning of it, by the way. I was 12 when MySpace came out. Again, literally cognitively, mentally developmental, prepubescent, right when everything has that impact where you think it's gonna always be that way. Yeah, that's my age group. Anyone younger, same thing though, except on a much more deep level, because I don't think Zoomers are gonna remember the little rotary phones that I used to play with at my grandma's that didn't work, but they were still around. They were artifacts, but they did. I could touch them. I don't think a Zoomer's ever gonna say that, but my point is, yeah, the world's changing and I wanna be known for being a part of that, and not only am I think IP2 is one of the front runners for it, although it disgusts me as a fucking, literal fucking culture of sociopaths that have no existence to live for. There are decent people on it, and also it is still contributing to history the way it is, so it's pretty cool about, oh yikes, Unaticus, no honey. I would love to see you actually form a full thought if you knew and learned things in the amount of time I have, my dear. You have not a clue what you're speaking on, although I do love you. I'm gonna ask you to check yourself with that one because that's a little gassy. It's a little bit gassy. Oh no, I have better plans for those 2, but mostly just one. The other one's walked away how he should have, and I'm okay with that. And there's nothing more to it if that's the case forever. The court charged me this time. Okay, well, filing it was free. Are you asking like the subpoenas and stuff, or like The fucking, so the subpoenas I had to pay for, and then many of the reports I had to pay for. Oh, wait, Paul. I love you, Sue. I'm being honest, though. Like, come on, dude, don't gas me up. Literally, you have absolutely no idea, and you won't until next week, what I've been absorbing, trying to process, learning, realizing. It's like, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. And then it's like, oh my God, we have to go to work. And then it's like, I have to make 5 phone calls to make this one person do their job. And when they finally realize I won't stop calling, they'll figure it out. Yeah, that's been my life for the last month. It sucks. Or we have to go. Although I will say, we're done with the fucking retards at the goddamn courthouse, police stations. Yeah, there's a few. And we don't have anywhere else physical to go except for one place that I'm going tomorrow to get some help. That'll be absolutely the goddamn guarantee if I get this the way I need it to get the order. Although I already think I have one, but I think I might get the really upsetting to him, but probably the best for me order that I'm going to request. And again, when I mentioned the California situation, and I didn't finish the California situation, I was leading into with California is not only the one state that addresses third-party distributed crime, which is a large portion of how this has gone down. And not only do I have like limitless amounts of evidence of it, I also literally have multiple cases where that can be proven. It's weird. Also, there's just so much on that one. That one's literally like there's too much evidence for the third parties indirect stalking criminal charges. But it is a big weighted legal issue in California that they address and they acknowledge. You know, Arizona though, they're gonna call it free speech because it wasn't directly from the mouth. However, Penal Code 653.2 of California states that third-party distribution of a criminal intent, smear, dangerously intended to be spread, or calls to action, and there's other levels of definitive wording, I can't remember. Yeah, basically all that we know he does and has done. And like, again, we have abundant amounts of evidence for. Yeah, that one's very helpful because it really fills in any question of free speech that would have been probably more blurry in another state, although it's only because of the lack of definitive lines for how they decide legal terms in those states. But I digress. Also, Arizona is very free speech. At this point, I've realized to a fault. So they really have no deciphering of that clear line that makes something, again, free speech versus crime. You cannot terrorize someone. You cannot put fear in someone. You cannot put them in physical danger. You cannot mess up their psychological health. You are not allowed to fuck with their money. All of that, though, is another criminal situation that would be definitive under the terms of domestic abuse, both online or offline. It's called coercive control, and when you take things from people until they're dependent on you, then you feel powerful. That's exactly what he does. It's literally a thing, so it's a big one. I literally just drank water, dude. You don't get it. I'm not gonna try to explain it. There's too much probably for you to quantify, much less myself. I'm not even gonna call you dumb for it because there's literally just that much. There's that much in my head that's real that I have to figure out or organize or... God, my life has just been like walking around. Oh yes, I'm gonna go to work also while I'm walking. Okay, how am I gonna do this, this, and this, and this? Who do I have to call today? How many times do I have to call them? What'll I do if I don't get an answer? I had to reframe all of my strategies based on the what ifs like that. No, Frosty, you're gonna have to disappear for that one. Fanfics are not welcome here. This is actually the real story, and I kind of was mentioning it earlier. Goddamn, I am at least Stephanie Meyers, but I would prefer to be called J.K. Rowling in my story. I'm definitely not 50 Shades of Grey author, the fanfic derivative of goddamn fucking Twilight. I don't even know what she exactly pulled from Twilight that inspired her for 50 Shades of Grey, but yikes, trash. You ruined a goddamn good story, and it wasn't even that good, but you really made the weird soap opera elements of Twilight a little bit more disturbing. At least fucking J.K. Rowling wasn't like soap opera. It was like just a good story and very, very high IQ and plot development. But I'm gonna literally put most of this away now, and then we're going to smoke a cigarette, and I'm gonna say goodbye. I don't know what time it is, but goddamn, I probably can get some sleep for a small amount of time before we have to go to our final building of focus, and probably the killer in anything we might have as a guarantee for a win. Although I'm pretty sure even though we wouldn't have that, if we didn't have it, we would almost for sure, without a doubt, still win something. But I think this might really change it. So whatever I want being in my hands, that would be great. Crab eggs. Honestly, if I can be fucking honest, like, really, I've done a lot of research, and there's a lot I don't understand about law, but what I've learned is that there are, oh my God, it's actually really fun, and I kind of want to do I literally am considering taking a few classes just for, like, I don't know what legal category I would want to go into, but I don't know, but it's really cool because the reality of the legal system, if it were actually competent at the base level, which is clearly not, as per the reasons I've been complaining, the uninformed staff, the negligence, the corruption, getting the stuff you need, including discovery things, which I have not been legally given my rights for an efficient, easy, or low-cost process in many cases. So I just sucked it up and dealt with it and made it work anyways. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but now I have it all. Anyways, the point is, the legal system is super fun. Okay, like, listen, it is, so there's structure, and if you want to put it into like a visual quantitative form, I guess, like, think about it, a picture or a chart maybe. What I think of when I have realized I've learned so much about legal stuff right now, and like actually how laws change, define, and predict whether someone will have a charge or not, or if your litigation is even worth it, right? I did a lot of comparisons on similarly, but obviously not identical. This is a pretty unique case, but cyber relative litigations that had success. And the thing I picked up on, a few things actually, but the one I wanted to bring up earlier is that, again, with Penal Code 653.2, yes, it gives another line to define crime that other states do not use as definition for a crime. In fact, because of their lack of definition, it can actually make the free speech thing really scary and cause a judge that knows they need to grant an order to deny one just because they don't want to be held liable. In California, they relieve everybody of that. If it is what it is with the cybercrime and the third-party distribution, which absolutely we know is a thing, and we know that I have more than enough evidence of, I'm going to keep moving on though, because I could continue to repeat that forever. My point is, California also, from my research, without a doubt, especially in cases relative to mine, if they had similar types of crimes or they were digitally influenced or completely digital, mine is a hybrid of a few things, okay? It's seriously like a mix, which is kind of what makes it more powerful. So we have, okay, get this. My charge is nonviolent, although it is domestic violence labeled. And I noted earlier, I'm probably going to get that reduced if I can, which shouldn't even be hard with the evidence I have, but not currently my point. Basically, like, oh shit, where is it going? I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Oh no, what was I literally about to say? No, I don't want to ever be a political figurehead. I want to get involved though. I do enjoy some of this, although what killed the joy wasn't the fun, hypothetical, like, understanding of context, framing, definitive, and relativity to making a charge criminal or even held accountable in law or litigation. It's a variety. I mean, it literally just depends on the area, the community, and how everything's interpreted. But the flaw with the cyber stuff in most states is that specifically there isn't a definitive corner for adult cyber harassment, stalking, abuse. Any state will deal with direct cybercrime, and Nick has done plenty of that, but the majority of it is third party, which is the distribution, and it doesn't go on necessarily those people, although it could if it's bad enough, and I might be working on that already, but I don't want to tell you more. The point isn't them though right now. The point is that it doesn't even matter who's doing it. If it is done in abundance over time without relief, or it's escalated, which is exactly what's happened. And also I have literally, like, oh my god, all the police reports in the world that I need just from Scottsdale proving that he's literally, okay, so that's what I was trying to say. Okay, my charge is not violent. It is a disorderly conduct, okay? His is considered a violent, physical charge, and it's domestic violent. No, he didn't hit me physically, although he did throw a mirror over me one night. But the point is, he's much more efficient at emotional and isolation tactics, but that's its own crime. It'll be fine. I digress though. He's literally, like, violently, and it's why he wouldn't get approved to the apartments I got approved for after the DV stuff. I had to fill out applications for him and Luis constantly, like 4 or 5 places. And almost right off the bat, I got approved and Luis got approved for 2, but it was just because of his income. They didn't really add him. But then I pretty much just added him to my LLC. And, well, it wasn't an LLC, sorry. I added him as a contractor and I took him to some gigs. There you go, Luis, you got proof of income. It was not my shining moment, although it's okay. I was surviving and it wasn't that bad. Really, it wasn't illegal. It was just, I mean, he did try to make money, but it just gave the wrong impression to the, if I really wanted to be like, hi, hello, apartment management, did you know that in fact, only me, I am the only one with the income that can support this place, and barely, by the way. But yeah, you should let us live here because otherwise we're gonna be on the streets and it's really hot. Please, God, don't deny me. No, that was it. Luis and I got approved for 2 immediately. Nick got denied for every single one. Yeah, it's literally because he has a violent apartment owner fear, which is property damage crime, and it's also DV. Yeah, he doesn't look good at all with those charges, just saying. Also, the second charge he got was a disruption of the peace, which I don't know if that's violent or not. I actually don't know, but I would imagine the other one was. I don't know. I don't remember what they classify the other one. Anywho, my point being, back to my point with California being the #1 best place for me, and absolutely the literal, absolute, without a doubt, unknowingly to him, the worst place for him to have a charge given to him in, or anything, like a request for a court order to protect me from him. Yeah, this ain't the state that he would want to do those things in, although here we are, to my advantage. Beyond the Penal Code 653.2 situation, the third-party crime for cyber stuff, you also have, from my understanding of like hours and hours of reading every possibly relative case that had success and did not have success, and then I figured out like which ones do, which ones don't, what did they ask for, how was it denied or approved, what was the rationale. I mean, there's a lot of like fucking documents about this, and there's a lot of fucking, what do you call it, like reports, what's the word, they're actually, god damn it, like documents, like research papers, I don't know what they're called. Hi, how are you? My point being though, I got a very clear concept on how California seems to feel about cyber stuff. It's very interesting. It's almost like without the whole state, there's like this unknown, like, agreement that the cyber stuff isn't to be taken as lightly as any other state. They don't really have that confliction where, is it free speech, is it criminal? No, it's very, 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 and structurally made so that it is clear, and you can pretty much draw that line with the right evidence, which I obviously have. So then you have the situation where I was looking at alternative digital service, which Nick seems to think isn't valid, and I think that Q should take a break. He's been very wrong lately. It's been a good vibe, because he did scare me initially a little bit more than anybody has. But then I heard him start to talk about things, and I could tell not only was he wrong, but then he realized he might not be right. And he kind of like, he didn't sound so confident. Yeah, well, my dear, you're off, and whatever source you have has hit a dead end. The information you feel you have has not manifested in the direction you think it would. Nor do you have the future evidence to prove of whatever has happened since then. You're fucked, Q. It ain't gonna work anymore, because I'm not even telling my top managers any of this shit on a depth that you would have any advantage for. So yeah, there's no real worry of you having information you have no right to have, but it will be used against you in the future. So I would check that, just saying. Anywho, my point being, literally, it is valid to have served on social media, although not ideal, it would have been approved. What we ended up doing though is we sent it a few other ways that were without a doubt, absolutely undeniably allowed. And even if he didn't respond, it didn't matter. Also the fact that he's already admitted to it, and I have that saved and we'll be showing the judge, duh. He literally admitted to service on camera. Yikes. Which is literally what the judge said to him last time, which he got into the courtroom and tried to argue how he was served the first time. And the judge didn't give a fuck, because he was like, well, you're here, so you see that you were supposed to be here. What's your point? And Nick was kind of like, I don't know. I'm just arguing it because fucking control of the retard told me. She told me the sky's yellow. Officer, can you arrest this bitch? She thinks that the sky is blue. Can you believe the crime of her fucking goddamn reality actually being reality? Imagine. Anyhow, my ex is literally the dumbest motherfucker and causes everything that he has gotten. Every time he's called the cops on someone else, like in situations with Darren or me, he has come out the biggest criminal in those situations. He's literally the dumbest fuck I've ever come across, as he literally has abused me and made me feel stupid for so many days back to back, worthless and trash. No, that's actually him. I'm clear on that now, and I'm glad I figured that out. But for a while, he had me going that maybe I was the piece of retard, not worth anything whore that I'm not, and that I never was. But he sure does like to fuck way more men than I had. I've never fucked the amount of men that man has. Ooh, yeah, that's weird. By the way, you're a man. So there's that, Nick. You're actually the gaper, dude. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You're a slut, Nick, and you like BBC as much as you say I do. So stop projecting, my dear. We know who you are and we know what you're into. Just accept what you are and stop blaming me for your failures or preferences, I suppose. It's not mine, so I don't appreciate the smear or the projection of your image being on me. I know that's your thing, to literally make retards think that I'm the problem, that you actually in fact are, and provably can be so. It's weird that people even believe you at this point, but what I also noticed is that I've been looking at some older stuff from the beginning, and my god, there's a big difference in whoever comes in the chat. It's very interesting. And it's almost like I brought up earlier, like the tyrants claiming they belong to the world of free speech and have the righteous white knighting to condemn those who literally feel any moral responsibility to have their own free thought. Yeah, no, that's not, again, my retards. It doesn't work that way. You're tyrants and you're criminals. And if you do it enough, it's chargeable. So just saying. Anywho, I've done a lot of research and I'm very good at applying concepts to a applicable level when I need them to be. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm really good when you fuck with me and not getting too fucked with and making sure you don't fuck with me further. And like I said, those of you that don't understand that, you will. And everyone else who actually knows me already knows this. So, your funeral, my dudes. Oh my god, Sunatikus, maybe. Oh, that's funny. I don't think Blackout's even dumb as much as he's just sociopathic and retardedly unwanted. And the moment he randomly got drunk and decided I doxed him, so he doxed me, he literally couldn't answer why he did that when he was sober. No, dude, it's because you're a fucking dumbass. You're trash and you have no self-control. And I have no respect for that, so I literally gave him zero attention, and then he got more mad. But I told him if he ever spoke to me the way he did the first year we met, and he went crazy a few times, I gave him one chance after a few, and I said, dear God, if you ever speak to me in that manner again, I will never address you or acknowledge you or be your friend or care that you exist again. And sure as fuck, he did it, and here we are. He didn't like that, though. I guess the truth hurts. These things do happen. I'm a man of my word most of the time, although not always, but I try. I actually have good intentions, and I try to be committed, although there are situations that are, you know, about survival, or you got no choice but to deal with them in the way you deal with them. And that is not a crime. That's trying to survive. But it's not badly intended nor common. Well, also, yeah, Sunatikus, actually, like, all I'm gonna say is I didn't have the energy to deal with that fuck off for a minute. I really don't want to ever have to deal with him, but god, dude, he has no idea if he ever tries to come at me with a domestic violence, or not domestic, restraining order, like literally, holy fuck, dude. Okay, not only do I have the most blatantly obvious amount of evidence making him look bad, but also I literally don't respond, and there's just like walls of abusive and absolutely malicious texting for nothing other than like he's not getting an answer fast enough. He's sick. Also, I have a lot of disgusting things he said about the women in this community, and he would never want publicized, although again, as I don't really care about him at all, and he doesn't matter to me, I kind of just don't even want to put that energy out. It's not really just because of a revenge thing, because I'm not really about that. I'm just about justice and fairness, and the fairness in my situation is he's not a big enough fish to fry. But some of those that don't understand that they should have stopped long ago might want to consider stopping now, because there are other fish to fry after my ex. But winning this order on any level, even a minor vague grant, where here's worst case scenario, we do have an approval without doubt, because legally it's absolutely undeniable that we have that evidence wise. The number one tricky part is just compacting 2 years of daily criminal abuse and horrible things done to me, others, and the public by my ex and those who want to be in his good favors or whatever. Or they've taken some fake news without actually justification to use against me, such as the fake dog beating video that you all used to apparently convince YouTube I was an abuser for and they didn't want me on there. Yeah, if that's actually what happened, my dear Lord, after this order is granted, I'm gonna have a lot of fun talking to YouTube and putting a little bit of a legal fist on them for that one. Anywho, worst case scenario, absolutely no doubt in my brain at all, or any of the actual legal people that would have been fighting this if I had the money to pay them to show up, but they just helped me as they could because they didn't like what was going on and they knew it was a problem. They knew I needed help, so they helped me how they could. While they couldn't dedicate all the time in the world to it, they did help me in the situations where I did my best and then I needed reference. They have all agreed without any question that there is a win here. However, the level of it is the question. If I do get what I think I'm going to get in a few hours when I head out to where I'm going to head out to, I might just not even question the level of win. I think I might just have everything I want. But if I don't, even if I do, there's no doubt I have a win, but the levels of it, worst case scenario, would potentially be him being gagged, mentioning anything affiliated directly to me. Why this would be a weak order as well as unsatisfying on some levels, it would still be important. And literally the most important thing is just getting a win, period. I'll tell you why in a second. Honestly though, it wouldn't make me too happy if look, I wasn't even gonna think about restitution, but dear God, do I have a case for it, yikes. All the fucking sabotage of my jobs and this fucking weird smears that promoted demonic levels of sociopathy to falsely sabotage my income or my benefits that I was entitled to. Yikes, you're not entitled to that, freaks. Get with it. And also, although you think you're always right, you've been not only proven wrong with the fact that my benefits were not actually removed, but now you seem to think that you're right because you think I'm poor. Like, literally, which is it, you're literally autistic as fuck and you have goddamn nothing to say. I think most of you retards should just stick your head under a rock or jump off a bridge. It would literally save humanity, just being fair. Not actually trying to even be mean. I'm literally just being real right now. Disappear, you're toxic. We don't need your influence. You're a bad vibe, guys. Those of you that think you're right all the time, you can go tell yourself the sky is yellow in another goddamn planet. You get wrecked. Nobody wants you here. You're trash. Anyways, my point being, we definitely have a win for something vague, no matter what, because there is literal, definitive, absolutely undeniable levels. Also, excessive amounts to the point where it's going to be really hard for me to shorten all this and make it also not confusing, but impactful with everything that is the most powerful put in to a goddamn 15-minute hearing. Although I will mention, I don't want this, but if the judge decides he needs to have more discovery, it won't be a choice. He will ask for a trial. It would be a bench trial. It would involve y'all, but it would still be annoying. I don't want to deal with that. I want this to just be done, dude. I'm so over it because there's no reason that I don't feel confident, but also like, can we not drag this out any longer? I'm seriously so over it. Anywho, I digress. Point being, worst case scenario, maybe he'll be banned from literally verbatim saying my name, my family's name, anyone that would be connected to me and could be proven, my jobs, my neighbors, anything about me, literally that can be proven is about me, which he can definitely weasel his way around as he already tries to do with the free speech shit, right? He's actually, the only thing he's decent at is like evading free speech definitions for crime when he speaks criminally. Although sometimes he fucks up and doesn't feel like censoring himself. It's pretty funny because goddamn do I have that as evidence, my dear. You're dumb. I digress. You fucking suck, Nick. You're literally the dumbest idiot I've ever come across. It has helped me though with all the sociopathy you've employed upon me, so it is just desserts. I can't wait for you to understand that your own worthless trash existence is how you are in the spot you're gonna be in. Satisfying. Anyhow, worst case scenario, vague and easily manipulated. Like he could use code words or he could just use symbolism and nicknames and the cops will be like, look, we know that's kind of what he's talking about, but we can't do anything with that. That would be annoying, although it would literally still be literally just as important as if any other one got ordered, because there's a reason for it. If it didn't get approved, if I didn't think it was going to get approved, that would be different. But I'm certain we will get that at least. However, yeah, amp it up a notch. I proved my case that I'm not going to show you guys out loud, because I'll tell you all of my strategy afterwards, but I'm not going to tell you anything right now that could give him an upper hand. Sorry, not sorry. So I don't want him to have fucking bullshit arguments that I have to literally remember more things to negate and invalidate him for. But actually, even the evidence that literally kills his credibility might just not make me need to do that. I'm not sure. The point is, though, second level would be restitution granted. Although I don't think he'll ever pay me, it would literally put him into a level of actual accountability he should fucking have. Whether he pays me or not is not my question. He needs to be held legally accountable for everything he has done, to the things I've built, to the things he never knew, understood, would matter to someone, because he has never earned a fucking goddamn thing for himself in his life. And not only that, while he laughed about the fact that my babies were gone, called my shelter and my normal goddamn expectations that I fucking had a right to expect, because I built my life in the manner I wanted it to be, and I was proud of that. I wasn't perfect, but I was happy enough, and I did not ever anticipate, nor did I deserve any of this exact shit as my future. I was supposed to wake up to all of my babies every morning. Even if Lily had died, I should have been with Rose and Daisy too. Fuck him. How dare he make my sister fear for her child's safety, harass my 87-year-old grandmother. How dare you? Let me keep going, but those are the worst ones. How dare you, Nick, treat it like you cared about the one thing, which was Lily Bean. You sick fuck. Okay, I'm gonna take a little stage moment here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about you, Nick. The moment I realize you are a dead, rotting, soulless corpse who deserves nothing but everything you put out into this world, and I have no compassion or love, and I never loved you because you, though you pretended to be, did not exist. Therefore, I'm capable of the love I felt, although it was not justified, as you were not the person you presented yourself to be. So, do I regret it? No. Although it sucks, because look where it got me. But at least I'm not the problem, and you obviously are. How dare I lose everything because I loved someone genuinely? And then you made sure to manipulate and sabotage that just because you're a psycho. Yeah, you're actually the problem, and everyone can see it that has eyes. So there's that. But beyond that, Nick, literally, you literally pretended, the only and one thing you pretended to give a fuck about in my life, or anything related to me, was indeed Lillian. You know why I think it was now? I'm not sure if it was a long game strategy to use against me when you needed to. Because you did that a lot. Remember that half nude you took of me? And then you specifically later told me that you were using it in case, without actual reality or justification, because I wouldn't do those things, in case I crossed you in a manner that you felt justified to criminally exploit me in that manner. Yeah, yikes. Brutal. Anywho, you're known for these things. Planned out, manipulated sabotage that isn't actually valid. It's just you being a piece of shit. So, who knows? Maybe this whole time you thought, hey, listen, I'm gonna really make Vegan think at least Lily matters. And then when it's the most powerful, and I need to get under her skin, because she's not paying attention, so how do I get monetization if I'm not affecting her? Oh my god, the donators don't care about me? Oh my god, Vegan, your cat, the way she died, ha ha ha. Yeah, the suffering, that beautiful cat that I pretended to care about too. The one thing I acted like I loved in your life when I absolutely hated you. More than, well, you thought I loved you. At least you were convinced Lily was special. No, Shay, you in fact are trash. I hate you, and I hated that cat too. Let's all tell Vegan how absolutely sickeningly, horrifyingly suffering. And not only did Lily suffer every second in that moment at that time, not only that, and he watched it, and she didn't deserve that. I wasn't even financially equipped after literally paying $2,200 a month because my rent tripled because some dumb fuck fell through my ceiling, and I was literally negligently granted a goddamn van for my own home, so that when I did go home, I was not only charged, although he was as well, obviously. The things that I thought would have happened if he was left to his own devices, my own fucking did. Rosie got out, and if Bean had got out, I literally probably would have actually gotten a physical criminal charge. I'm not kidding. I would have beat the fuck out of him on levels I don't even want to feel or I'm capable of if Bean had got out. Because Bean was not an outside cat. The 2 times she got outside, she was lost, terrified, she didn't have direction. And thank God the one time she was in my backyard, because the poor thing was so freaked out. She didn't even know where the door was. She was running into the corners, like crying, and it was so sad. If that had been Bean who got out, not Rosie, who can handle himself for a few days, and he did. But fuck you, Rosie, you're fired. Little shit did come back, as we know. But I didn't like it because there's coyotes and shitty people, and I don't like him outside. Fuck you, Rose. But also, Nick is the reason Rose got out. Because he fucking opened a window and didn't give a fuck about my goddamn house, my babies, or anything that I built. Because in his eyes, he's a fucking god and everything he wants. Well, why not take it? Yeah, imagine that mentality, Nick. You are the absolute destruction that you want yourself to be alleviated from. You want to not be the trash. You want to be unoppressed. No, you oppress yourself. You're a failure. You're incompetent. You're trash. And you are the most sociopathic lack of a human soul that I've ever fucking thought had warmth to it. And Jesus fuck, the more I realize it, the more sickened I am when I think, God damn, I laid next to this absolute demon. I'm not kidding. I'm not a religious nut, but I really can't see any of this for not spiritual, at least on some level. Hey, Juice, what's up? Yeah, I know, Sue, but he actually hated the dogs. He pretended to like the cats. He acted like he respected Rosie, but Rosie really didn't like him. Rosie stayed away. And that was why I wrote that one post the other night, because I was literally like, oh my God, Rosie knew he was poisoned. Rosie knew he was a rotting body. But I wasn't new. I was new. I had never seen a corpse or a zombie so close before. I didn't understand that he was using blush on his face to indicate that he had a blood flow. He never let me emotionally or physically really get so close to him. Mostly emotionally was the analogy. I never got close enough to him to understand the lack of humanity he had. He hid that from me on purpose. But by the time I've touched him and felt literally the absolute lack of warmth that only a dead body would possess, I've seen him as nothing but what the fuck was laying next to me that whole time. And what else could have happened? I'm serious. Like, it scares me. But the bean shit, yeah. No, Nick, you're the trash that you think everyone you are oppressed by is. Here's the reality. Everyone you think is your oppressor is just better than you and has a real purpose to exist. You, my dude, died emotionally, like, I don't know, however long ago, and clearly the devil got inside of you, if that's what's happening. Nick is gone. It's not like he's gonna come back, you can tell. And if he did, he would have. But literally, since I left him in goddamn fucking Riverside, not only has he not relented and slowed down like he used to, if he did have an outburst and then come back to me, or at least be kind, it's only gotten worse, and it's only gotten more lack of remorse, levels of just sickening sociopathic, absolute entitled sabotage to someone who literally just loved him and was broken after he made sure that she knew that he hated her more than she loved him. Yeah, let that get wrapped in your head. That's cute, graphics high. Pizzagate, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, no, he literally called all of his viewers to, again, like I said, in the position that was of his doing, fucking up a home I would have never fucked up. Under illegal circumstances, he was wrongfully granted by the justice system, who literally further victimized a victim by making me goddamn fucking homeless. Because if he had been told not to be in my home, I'd have my home. And I'd wake up with my babies, all of them, except for maybe Lillian. Although sometimes I wonder if the stress is why her fucking goddamn fucking virus mutated into FIP. I don't want to think like that, though. It is what it is. It happened how it happened. But fuck, goddamn, I just wish I hadn't have let some of those people in. It may have made her not. Doesn't matter. I'll never know, will I? But it could have caused her to die when she might have actually had a chance to live longer. Although she was condemned from the start, they all had it, but yeah, whatever. Anywho, Rosie and Daisy, without a doubt, absolutely for the rest of their lives, were supposed to be with me right next to Abigail. What the fuck? I don't know Northern California. I love Purple. I love his dad. I love this house. It's the most stable environment and most flexibly, like, it's just like the best, most wholesome and most stable place I've been since losing the house. And I'm very grateful to be here, but I am not from here. I know that God sent both Purple and Justin from nowhere. I didn't know them to rescue me, so I wasn't on the streets in a place I had no connections to. All right, I get that. They are actual angels, whether they get it or not. I will never, ever see them as anything but sent by God. Literally, again, in the sense where literally there was no one I knew. Why would I just find dudes? Not only that, but like long-term friends that are good people. We all have our flaws. Nobody's perfect. It's not the point though. They're good people. And they care about me as a friend, and I don't have to fuck them for them to pretend to care. They're just my friends. It's insanity that it's like so mind-numbing to people to understand that concept online, but again, not the point. I'm not from here. This isn't what I know. I don't know anything here. And not only that, by the time I got established here, I couldn't drive around in my car because I don't have my car anymore. Everything that I knew was a certainty in my life is now gone. Do you get where I'm coming from here? So, and none of it should have happened. I had no right to deserve any of that. No matter what I've done in my life, it's never been that bad. Nobody deserves that. That's a weird question, Big Monsters. I think there's a step-by-step strategy here, and it would start with me finishing what I'm already in the middle of, and then it might end after I get a car. I can't imagine why that would even be common sense, but you know, the sky is yellow. Not trying to be rude, fucking monsters. Just, I actually thought you were someone else, so I had a little bit of a tone in my voice because I didn't realize it was you, but come on. Are you serious right now? I think there's a situation where there's a lot of things that I have to deal with first. And that includes getting to the point where I'm not financially isolated. You're fine, fucking monsters. It's just, I thought you were someone else and I thought you were just gaslighting me. Okay, the reality is, I'm a little confused why it would be what you would focus on in the current context of where I'm at with everything. But I'm just gonna break it down without being an asshole because I'm not trying to be, actually. I don't have a problem with you, but can I be real? Honestly, here's the reality. I've literally, on every single sense of the word, without falling to my knees for real, but getting quite close. And unfortunately, as though I wasn't actually really truly broken financially in the sense where I couldn't pay my bills on time, I didn't have money to save with all the shit and the sabotage and the fake news and the coordinated psychotic levels of demonic attacks on his word and fake word that I was the problem that needed to be addressed. No, I haven't even been able to save at all, period. I've just gotten by, which is still more than these fuck-offs thought I could handle. I'm still literally superior because these freaks, I can promise, they wouldn't have managed to keep their head above water how I have this long. Also, God has been a fucking force. The day after I lost channel monetization, I literally got 2 of my gig apps back. It was crazy. It was like, whoa. And then remember when the car got repoed? It was a day or so after that I officially, after 5 years of streaming, finally got monetization. And then I survived off that until that was taken. And then not only that, I did a super flex. I came back and literally in record speed became monetized, even with people trying to unsub and report. It didn't really go very well. Here we are. I'm better than y'all, and you wasted your time. I told y'all I'm not the one to fuck with. Get with it, dude, or you're gonna suffer as much as you've made me suffer. I can assure you that. Don't put me in that position. I have better things with my time to do. Just fuck off, dumbasses. How about, like, if everybody that wants to hurt me or, you know, just for whatever reason attack me, I don't know if it's for money, for attention, because they think they need my skin, yeah, controlla. Here, let me break this down. The reality is, my ex will be the best example to why you could just shut up and walk away, or you can watch me enforce a flex that you have no comprehension of what I'm capable of because you actually have no idea who I am and you don't know how strong I am or what I've been through and how I'm able to handle things or how effective I've been at them. And when you see it with Nick, I think about half of you will probably figure it out. The rest of you that show no signs of stopping, there's already seeds planted, but that's another story for another time. Cigarette break, and then we're gonna sign off. I'm really fucking tired. No, Sunautica. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the bad guys. I would say 80% of you in here are not the bad guys. No, I'm not rambling. Hey, Bill, how does it feel to realize that nobody gives a fuck about you and it's my world? Oops, you don't matter. My bad. It's probably why you're here though, telling me that your feelings are valid when they're not true. Yikes. Imagine. Hey, stalker, are you gonna be one of the other 110 retards who can't talk, but you're still that obsessed that you're, because I'm monetized, you're still paying me for your stalker obsessive tendencies? How does that make you feel? I'd neck if I were you. You should. Just saying, you're a waste. Nobody wants to deal with you. Just go away. Nobody has to bother with you that matters. Because, my dear, those of you that spend time doing these things, thinking it's valuable because, I don't know, you're dumb, losers, or have no emotional state, you're not human, you're dead bodies that think walking means you're alive. Yeah, I just hope that you find a coffin so someone can nail you in there and you just stay there and don't bother the rest of society. You're not worthy. Okay, the end. Bye. No, it's my number in chat with very few. My way of thinking, actually, it's not incredible. It's quite valid and has gotten me through very alarming and almost near impossible situations a handful of times in my life. Like I said, I'm not gonna have to re-explain myself. As of next week, you'll understand why I was not the target. And as I pointed out just now, I think half of you will get that. My ex will be the prime example that you could just fuck off, or I could keep fucking with you the way you're fucking with me, and in the end, you're not gonna like it. It's usually how it goes. Just saying, just being honest. Don't fucking come at me when I'm not attacking you or doing anything. Okay, let's just break it down about the fucking whale of New York, the fucking dumbest bitch and the most worthless, absolute pathetic, addicted, useless garbage of a human with no accountability and no understanding of her own failure as a person. Controlla. Okay, I hear she's literally telling people I reported her somewhere. I don't know, she said I went real life or something and did something. I think I might know what she's talking about, but she's really stupid. Bitch, have you ever heard of goddamn actual evidence before opening your obesely, sickeningly, fat cell infested brain and mouth and excitement? Like, are you that retarded and jealous that I am not a whale and I'm good at the things I do, and I'm also a better person than you? Which is why, bitch, in the situations that we've had that were similar, you were charged disgustingly criminally and you deserved it. Also, you had your kid in your car. Trash. Also, you literally went to a miner's house and you got a charge recently. Bitch, you are a career criminal. I am not you. We are not the same. You hate it. You think I should be on your level or lower, but you know I'm not. And that's why you hate me so much and make so much shit up to get people to go against me. You are Nick 2.0 whore. You're Nick 2.0. Although I will say you probably get laid a lot less than my ex, and by the same gender. Brutal. Both of you, not a flex. So, yeah, bitch, stop fucking smearing me. Stop bringing your own kid to shit that I'm not addressing or bringing up so that you can get people like the retard and the meth fucking addled brains of people like Speedy's grandma, the career tweaker, who obviously is too mentally fried to grasp reality. Okay, you're convincing these dumb retards that I'm actually doing the things you say I'm doing. And then they come at me. And you know what? Nick's doing that too, Controlla. Oh, imagine. Do you want to be next, bitch? The reason I'm not addressing her or going after her legally at all is because she also is her own destructive force. She is as much as my ex, although maybe even worse off in my opinion. She's literally more of her own self-destruction than my ex could be to himself. So really, I don't have to deal with Controlla. Also, everybody hates her and she's already got her enemies. I don't bother with her right now. But for fuck's sake, bitch, you gotta stop bringing me into shit I'm not involved in, okay? Just because I'm better than you and people want to pay more attention to me, so therefore, in your absolute invalid existence online that you are very obviously aware of, you don't get to just like force my attention onto you vicariously. Okay, it doesn't work that way. And I need to fucking humble you more, because I will. Don't make me. I don't want to waste my time on you. You don't matter, Carissa. You never did. I never cared. I barely know your backstory. You are the most important person that I possibly have ever met online. Okay, and I'm not even trying to be mean there. It has been that way the whole time. You thought we were friends initially. I didn't know you. That is why I took the interview with Skelly. I was respectful. I was appreciative of your friendship, which was in fact love bombing and a manipulation tool, which is what you've done with people like Dex until you didn't get heard from them either, and then you get mad because you're not being listened to. Kind of like Astra when she hijacks irrelevant conversations just to get my attention when I tell her I don't want to talk to her. Have we lost our sanity, folks? Where it's normal for people to say, please leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you. But it's like somehow a thing when they just hijack things like Astra did. And then not only is it like